Venezuela stands at a critical juncture. The upcoming presidential election holds the potential to reshape the nation's destiny. Years of political turmoil and economic hardship have left citizens yearning for stability and progress. This election represents a pivotal moment, a chance for either continuity or change. The eyes of the world are fixed on this South American nation. The outcome will have profound implications not only for Venezuela's 30 million people, but also for the region and beyond. A free and fair election is paramount, offering a glimmer of hope for a brighter future. The stakes couldn't be higher. Venezuela possesses the world's largest proven oil reserves, yet its people grapple with poverty, hyperinflation, and shortages of basic necessities. The political climate is equally fraught, marked by deep divisions and accusations of authoritarianism. Against this backdrop, Venezuelans prepare to cast their ballots. Their decision will determine whether Nicolas Maduro, the embattled incumbent, remains in power, or whether a new era dawns under the leadership of opposition candidate Edmundo González. Nicolas Maduro, the current president of Venezuela, seeks re-election amidst a backdrop of unprecedented challenges. His tenure has been marked by a devastating economic crisis, widespread social unrest, and international condemnation. Maduro, a former bus driver and union leader, rose to power in 2013 following the death of his mentor, Hugo Chavez. He inherited a country grappling with economic inequality and political polarization, but his policies have exacerbated these problems. Under Maduro's leadership, Venezuela has experienced hyperinflation, rendering the national currency practically worthless. Basic goods such as food and medicine are scarce, forcing millions to flee the country in search of a better life. Despite facing international sanctions and accusations of human rights abuses, Maduro remains defiant. He blames his country's woes on foreign interference and economic sabotage. His supporters view him as a champion of the poor and a defender of Chavez's socialist legacy. Maduro's campaign strategy centers on mobilizing his base, particularly in impoverished neighborhoods where government handouts hold sway. He also benefits from the support of the military, a powerful force in Venezuelan politics. Edmundo González, a relatively unknown figure, carries the hopes of a fractured opposition yearning for change. A businessman and former governor, González presents himself as a pragmatic leader. His campaign has galvanized Venezuelans desperate for an alternative. He vows to address the humanitarian crisis, ensuring access to essential goods. González faces an uphill battle against an incumbent with a firm grip on power. Despite the challenges, González's candidacy represents a glimmer of hope. The international community is closely monitoring the Venezuelan election, recognizing its potential to impact regional stability and global affairs. The outcome will likely shape future relations with this oil-rich nation. The U.S. has imposed sanctions on Maduro, accusing him of corruption and human rights abuses. The U.S. supports the Venezuelan opposition, calling for free and fair elections. Neighboring countries are grappling with the consequences of Venezuela's turmoil. Millions of Venezuelans have fled, straining resources and fueling tensions. International organizations call for a peaceful and transparent electoral process. They urge the government to address the humanitarian crisis and respect human rights. The specter of Hugo Chavez looms large over the election. Chavez's legacy shapes the political landscape and influences voter perceptions. His social programs lifted millions out of poverty. He nationalized industries, redistributed land, and challenged U.S. hegemony. His anti-imperialist stance resonated with many, especially the poor. Maduro, Chavez's successor, capitalizes on his mentor's popularity. He vows to continue Chavez's policies and defend his legacy. The opposition blames Chavez's policies for Venezuela's woes. They argue his socialist experiment led to economic mismanagement and corruption. Chavez's legacy remains divisive in Venezuelan society. As Venezuela stands on the cusp of this pivotal election, uncertainty hangs heavy in the air. The outcome will determine whether the nation continues down its current path or embarks on a new course. The challenges facing Venezuela are immense. The economy lies in shambles, social divisions run deep, and the political climate remains polarized. Rebuilding trust and fostering reconciliation will be paramount, regardless of who emerges victorious. The international community has a vital role to play in supporting Venezuela's transition, whether it be towards a more democratic system or towards addressing the urgent humanitarian needs of its people. The world cannot afford to turn a blind eye to the plight of the Venezuelan people. Amidst the uncertainty, a glimmer of hope persists. The very act of holding an election, however flawed, offers a chance for change. The Venezuelan people, who have endured so much, deserve a brighter future. Their resilience and determination offer a beacon of hope for a nation yearning for peace, prosperity, and a return to normalcy.